Rebuild the Inquisition of Old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
I did everything I could to transform them into a force for peace. The Inquisition was a vital force, but feared.
Consider for a moment Thedas before the Chantry was created. The only source of order was the Winter Imperium, and that had fallen apart following the First Blight. Then came Andraste and her march on the Imperium, the slave uprising, and finally her death. For the average peasant it's easy to lay blame. After all, this whole mess was caused by magic, no? The countryside ravaged by demons and abominations, the blight, the death of Andraste caused by magisters, blood magic and old god cults spread far and wide. Blaming it all on the mages was easy, despite not being entirely true. In those times of fear and hardship, there were still those that had the desire to change it for the better, however. Various groups of people formed what would be known as the Seekers of Truth. The truth they sought was how to fix this giant mess that was the world they lived in. One very important step in their quest to restore order was equality, as evident by the protection of both mages and normal people alike, often making use of an ad hoc trial to determine who was to blame and thus should be punished. The hatred for mages among the common people and the Seekers' partial defense of them only stirred ill will, giving rise to their poor reputation of being on no one's side but their own, and despite moving against any and all groups sooner or later, they considered themselves good people that followed the Maker's true will. In -3 Ancient, Cordelis Draken I, after a series of holy wars to unite the tribes, is crowned Emperor and formalizes the cult of the Maker, officially creating the Chantry. But he couldn't rest on the glory of his new empire for long, as just a few years later the Archdemon Zazical rose in the Anderfels, beginning the Second Blight. In 120 Divine, after more than 100 years, the Inquisition lay down their banners. While the majority of the Inquisition transformed into the martial arm of the Chantry, namely the Templar Order, to watch over the newly established Circle of Magi, the senior members of the organization became the Seekers of Truth. Again, I guess. One name from those ancient days has not been forgotten, a close friend of Emperor Draken, the last Inquisitor, Ameridan. After the signing of the Nevarran Accord that absorbed the Inquisition into the Chantry, he left his position and departed, never to be seen again. All memory of him after that vanished from history. And even those that were recorded weren't accurate at times. Perhaps the most controversial change that was made was wiping his being a mage from recorded history, and also that he himself was never trained as a seeker. He simply led them and used his magic to hunt down demons and blood mages. The cause of his disappearance is resolved by the man himself when he is found during the expedition into the Frostback Basin. During the Second Blight, a group of Avar by the name Jaws of Hakon summoned their god in the body of a dragon to destroy the Ferelden lowlands. Meriden was, despite his wishes to take care of his people, told by Draken to go and take care of the growing tension in the basin. Although he was a formidable fighter, he didn't have the strength to kill the dragon, and instead locked it and himself in time, which is yet another testament to his remarkable abilities. After centuries of self-quarantine, exemplary behavior in this time of plague, his work is finally brought to an end by his successor. Much like him, we find ourselves in a world gone mad, with mages and Templars running rampant. And even though much of his memory was forgotten, his work lives on through the ages, and through our actions.
As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will find those responsible and we will restore order with or without your approval.
Will you follow? Will you fight? Will we triumph? Your leader, your herald, your Inquisitor!
Fight well, Inquisitor. I am honored to have met you.